This video found you, not because the algorithm decided, not because you were looking for it. It found you because 48 hours from now, you're going to face a moment. And in that moment, you'll do what you always do. Unless you hear this, you've been making the same mistake your entire life. Not because you're broken, not because you don't know better, but because no one ever showed you what you were actually doing. Here's what it looks like. Someone asks you what you want. A simple question. What do you actually want? And you freeze. Or you say something safe. Something that sounds right. Something that won't disappoint anyone. But not what you actually want. Because somewhere along the way, you learned that what you want doesn't matter as much as what makes sense. You wait. You wait for the right time, the right amount of money, the right level of readiness, the right sign. And while you wait, you watch other people do the things you dream about. And you tell yourself, they're lucky, they're different, they have something I don't. But here's what's really happening. You're treating life like a test you need to pass before you're allowed to live it. You think there's a moment coming when everything will line up, when you'll feel ready, when it'll be safe to want what you want and say what you mean and do what you came here to do. But that moment doesn't exist. It never did. The mistake isn't that you're waiting. The mistake is that you think waiting is preparation. It's not. Waiting is just fear wearing a responsible mask. Here's another way it shows up. Something goes wrong. A plan falls apart. A person leaves. A door closes. And you spiral. You think, I did something wrong. I missed a sign. I made a bad choice. You go back through everything looking for the mistake, trying to figure out where you lost control. Because if you can find the mistake, you can avoid it next time. You can finally get it right. But you're asking the wrong question. The question isn't, what did I do wrong? The question is, what am I supposed to learn? And I don't mean learn like a lesson. I mean learn like a language. Learn like breathing. Learn until it becomes part of how you move through the world. Because here's the truth you've been avoiding. You're not failing. You're just trying to control things that were never meant to be controlled. Life isn't a machine you operate. It's a conversation you're having. And you've been so busy writing your script that you forgot to listen to what's being said back. 48 hours from now, it's going to happen again. You're going to face a choice. Stay safe or trust yourself. Say what you mean or say what's expected. Move or wait. And your whole body is going to scream at you to do what you've always done. Because it's familiar. Because it's worked well enough. Because changing feels dangerous. But this time, you know. This time you see the pattern. This time you understand that the safe choice isn't actually safe. It's just slow dying, slow disappearing, slow turning into someone you don't recognize. And this video found you so you'd be ready. By the way, our shared space of light and awareness is on its way to 100,000 people. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and brings this moment closer. You weren't ready to hear this a month ago. A month ago, you would have watched this video and thought, interesting. You would have nodded along, maybe saved it, and then gone back to your life. Because you weren't in the right place yet. The ground wasn't prepared. But something's been happening. You've been noticing things. Small things. A conversation that felt strange. A dream you couldn't shake. A feeling in your chest like something's about to shift. You've been getting quieter. More internal. like you're listening for something you can't quite name. That's not random. That's reality getting your attention. That's the way things work when you're about to change. First comes the feeling, then comes the information, then comes the moment. And you're right between information and moment. Here's how it actually works. Most people think reality is fixed, solid, out there, separate from them. They think they're walking through a world that's already decided, already built, and their job is to figure out the rules and follow them, and maybe, if they're lucky, get what they want. But that's not what's happening. Reality is responsive. It moves with you. It listens to what you need and sends you what you're ready for. Not what you ask for, what you're ready for. And right now, you're ready for this. Think about the last time something fell apart. A relationship, a job, a plan you were sure would work. At the time, it felt like failure, like punishment, like proof you weren't good enough. But then later, sometimes years later, you looked back and realized that thing had to fall apart because it was making room for something you didn't even know you wanted. That's not coincidence, that's architecture. Everything is connected, not like puzzle pieces, like roots, like mycelium under the forest floor. One thing touches another, and that touches another, and somewhere far away, something grows. You don't see the connection in the moment, but it's there, always. And 48 hours from now, you're going to see it. You're going to be in a situation that feels familiar. Same type of person, same type of problem, same type of choice. And every part of you is going to say, here we go again. Because you've been here before. You've made this choice before. And it didn't work. But you did it anyway, because it was all you knew. But this time is different. This time, you know there's another option. This time, you've seen the pattern. And that changes everything, because you can't unsee a pattern. Once you see it, it's yours. It's in you. And even if you try to ignore it, even if you try to go back to the old way, there's going to be a voice, quiet, steady, saying, you know better now. That voice is you, the real you, the one you've been covering up with safe choices and good behavior and making everyone else comfortable, the one who knows what you actually want, the one who's been waiting for you to be ready. And reality knew you'd need a little help. So it sent you this video, not to teach you something new, but to remind you of something you already know, something you've always known but didn't have words for. You are not confused. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be, getting exactly what you need, right before you need it. Here's what's going to happen. In 48 hours, you're going to recognize the moment. You're going to feel the old pattern rising up, the urge to play it safe, to say the right thing, to wait a little longer. And for a second, you're going to hesitate, because doing something different feels like jumping off a cliff. But it's not. It's stepping onto solid ground for the first time in your life. It's trusting that you don't have to know the whole path. You just have to take the next step. The real one, the true one, the one that's yours. And everything will change from there. Not all at once, not in some dramatic movie moment way, but quietly, deeply, like a river changing course. One choice, one true choice. And suddenly, the landscape is different. This is why you're here. This is why you clicked. This is why, out of millions of videos, this one found you. Because you're ready. And reality is just making sure you know it. So here's what you do. Not in some vague inspirational way. not trust the universe or believe in yourself. Those things are true, but they're not instructions. This is instructions. For the next 48 hours, you pay attention. Not to everything, not to the news or what people are saying or what you should be doing. You pay attention to yourself, to your body, to the moments when something tightens in your chest or your stomach drops or you suddenly feel tired for no reason. Those aren't random. Those are signals. Your body knows before your brain does. When you feel that tightness, stop. Don't push through it. Don't ignore it. Stop and ask, what just happened? Not out loud, not like a therapy exercise, just quietly, internally. What did I just hear? What did I just think? What decision did I just make without realizing it? Because that's where the old pattern lives. In the automatic choices, the ones you make without thinking because you've made them 1,000 times. And in the next 48 hours, you're going to catch yourself mid-pattern. You're going to see yourself reaching for the safe choice. And that's when you pause. Here's what the moment will look like. Someone will ask you something, or you'll have to make a decision. And immediately, you'll know what the safe answer is. The one that keeps everything smooth. The one that doesn't rock the boat. And you'll feel yourself starting to say it, starting to choose it, like muscle memory. That's when you stop. You don't have to know the right answer. You don't have to have some perfect, authentic response ready. You just have to not give the automatic one. You just have to pause long enough to ask yourself, is this what I actually want to say? Is this what I actually want to do? And then, even if it's scary, even if it feels risky, even if you're not sure it'll work, you say the true thing. You make the real choice, not the safe one, the real one. It might be small. It might sound like nothing. Actually, I don't want to do that. Actually, I need to think about it. Actually, here's what I really think. Small words, huge shift. Because here's what happens next. The first time you make a true choice, your whole nervous system freaks out. It thinks you're in danger. It thinks you just did something terrible. And you're going to feel it. Guilt, anxiety, the urge to take it back, to apologize, to smooth it over. Don't. Just breathe. Let the feeling move through you. It's not evidence that you made a mistake. It's evidence that you did something new. And anything new feels like danger at first. That's just how we're built. But then, a few hours later, something else happens. You feel lighter, clearer, like you just set something down that you've been carrying forever. And you realize, oh, that's what it feels like to tell the truth. That's what it feels like to be myself. And once you feel that, you can't go back. You'll still be tempted. You'll still feel the pull of the old pattern, but you'll know there's another way, and you'll know what it costs to ignore it. This is the beginning, not the end, not the arrival, the beginning, because one true choice leads to another, and another. And 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to look around and realize your entire life is different. Not because something magical happened, because you stopped lying, you stopped pretending, you stopped making yourself smaller so everyone else could be comfortable. You became who you actually are. And that's what this video is for. Not to teach you, not to fix you, to remind you. You already know what to do. You've always known. You just needed permission, or maybe not even permission. Just a witness, someone to say, yes, you're seeing it correctly. Now go do something about it. So here's what I want you to do. If this video changed something in you, if it named something you've been feeling, if it gave you the courage to make a different choice, Write in the comments, I do it the new way. Write it like a promise. Write it like a vow. Not to me, to yourself. Because 48 hours from now, when the moment comes, you're going to remember. You're going to remember that you said it, that you meant it. And that's going to be enough. This is your time. Not someday. Not when you're ready. Now. Right now. The next 48 hours. The next choice. The next true thing you say. Everything changes from here. Nobody.